Testing. Kansas City, Missouri. How y'all doing this evening? I am your host for the evening. My name is Cosine, and I'd like to welcome you at the same time to the first annual podcast Expo. So first, most importantly, before we get this show rolling, please turn off cell phones on vibrate, silent. Now, how this is going to go tonight is we're going to bring up a panel of questions. And with those panel of questions, the panel is going to speak on those topics. And at the same time, the crowd, you all, the audience, the most important ones, will be able to interact. I'll be going around with a mic so you can ask questions, interject with the panel. So everybody all right with that? Yeah. I can't hear you. Everybody all right with that? Yes. All right, so we're going to get this started the right way. First off, I'd like to introduce the first podcast up that's going to be on the panel tonight, and that is the Living Room Podcast. I'll give it up for the Living Room Podcast. And now I'm going to ask the Living Room Podcast to give the audience, for those who don't know, some in-depth detail about how you all started and where you're at right now. Just give us a second, ladies and gentlemen. And while we allow them to get situated, y'all give a loud round of applause for DJ Nelly Nelly. We have a host of vendors stationed throughout the facility tonight, so please feel free to get up quietly and you want to invest in. We have desserts, edibles, candles, party on, accessories. I see there we have clothes. So we have a host of everything. You can walk out here with an outfit and you can walk out behind. And you won't remember how much you spent. I'm gonna stand right here. Since I'm on a different frequency, I'm on DJ Nelly's frequency, so. Oh, that's what it is. So again, ladies and gentlemen, please give another loud round of applause for the Living Room Podcast.
You got me down here? Great, man. I don't need to clap. Just give me that little, I need option. Okay, you gave me that. Okay, my name is Gary Wilson. I'm from the Video Word on Facebook. On other socials, let me do this guy again. On other socials, you got me at this 12-gauge _ to reach out to me. I deal with poetry, also that in modeling and acting within the city. And trying to touch bases on growing within learning of psychology. Just so I can know what I'm talking about and you know what that means. So that's one thing. That's my part. So when we got Big Mama over here. Big Mama!
And last but not least, I'm the man. I'm the other part of the Living Room Podcast, hosting crew. We've been doing this for about a little over a year and a half now, and it's been great, man. Everyday people having everyday conversations, everyday people having real life stuff, no fluff, no script, just all real life conversations about everything, sex, sanctification, everything. So we do.
Were you all friends? Did y'all work together? How did you all start
Your particular podcast.
So me and Heather been knowing each other for about almost 30 years. So that's how I initially met her, and how the podcast started was like an accident. She just went live one day and invited me in, and we just started kind of having regular conversations after that. The engaged came, and it was kind of like we just kind of tagged along. So it just kind of migrated into a podcast from just a conversation online.
Well, that's a light burner. Actually, when I would go live and ask them, the lady came in, I said, oh, and I said, why not? Two of my closest friends, why not? And that's literally how it happened.
Yeah, they definitely had a podcast or a podcast really at that point. It was just conversations live. And I was asked to watch it. Like they had a couple of friends who was there that we all had mutual friends with. Shout out to Man and Carlos. They definitely brought some energy. And I started to watch it, and then a couple of my friends were like, you know what, you need to watch this group. And I was like, I already watched one, so yeah, I'll watch more. If that makes sense. And then I got tagged to a couple of their shows, and then from there we just flowed. Like the thing was insane. And then we had also B-Dot, shout out to B-Dot for doing this thing also. And yeah, just I've been on other podcasts. I've been in the entertainment world, so I've definitely been in a few. And this one was more within my energy and what We also push accountability. We push communication, and we push being honest as well. So yeah, and that's how we just think we just messed up, and it's been a go since then. It's like a family now. It's like, what you mean you ain't answering the phone? Where you at?
Right. Awesome. Awesome.
Y'all
Yeah.
give it up again for the Living Room Podcast.
And I'm not gonna hold you all. We're gonna get to the next one. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the society breakdown.
Please tell us your name, give us a rundown on, what you got going on.
Peace and blessings. What's good? It's your boy 7. What's on right now in the zone. I'm from Chicago originally, and I live in Kansas City, been here for almost 20 years now. What I like to do on podcasts generally is talk about things that affect the Black diaspora and from a different analytical perspective. I like to break things down so that way, even the goats can get it. So as best I can, I try to look at things, that affecting us, whether it be current events, historical events, something, things in between technology, anything that's affecting us as a people directly. I like to put that information out there so that way we can, at least have it if we don't know what to do.
Awesome. Y'all give it up again. Next up,
Ladies and gentlemen, I introduce to you UnVeal The Real. Did I say that right?
Yeah. UnVeal The Real.
All right.
We'll make stuff right there. So yeah, my name is Quanto King, UnVeal The Real Podcast. Normally, it's more of a seasonal podcast because we normally start up around football season, which is right now. That is one of our primary sports with my community, with a lot of fans that I have, but that's just one category that we talk about. I'm trying to knock football out the way we set this on pretty early, but I love reacting, giving my real-time reaction to just the internet. Okay, it can be whatever's going on, whatever video I just click on and get my honest opinion about. I do my best to make my podcast clean enough for my kids to watch. I have teenagers. I do not like social media, but at the same time, we have to, push out to you so that you all can learn from and teach me as well. I'm not afraid to learn from each and everyone in you. I am a community leader. Some folks here know about my nonprofit organization, the Men Suit Up, and it's similar to you guys. Just holding men accountable. Teaching them how to network, how to dress, to see how to wear your suit on, which is 7. So again, it's a lot that goes on in my life, being a husband, a father. I'm also a high school football coach. I do a lot of things in the community, and podcasts is something I love doing because I love talking and I love learning and preaching, just as well as just, giving God my honest opinion about all of things. So I love the setup though. I love the Expo itself, so I'm ready. Let's go.
And now, without
further ado,
the one,
and the two that put this all together.
y'all give it up for the History Talk Podcast. Please introduce yourself
To everyone,
and also,
please interject what
what caused you all to
start this first annual
Podcast Expo? What's brought that idea?
I thought about it and I was just like, we should incorporate other podcasts. There's a lot of local podcasts in the area that I think like a good networking event where everybody can build together and grow together. That's what I came up with. And I consulted my partner, he liked it as well.
So thank you at the same time. All right, so please introduce yourself to everyone.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
Lily was on a podcast before. She put me in as a guest host, and I just happened to be better than everybody else. And so what ended up happening was we ended up having our own podcast, and a couple years later, here we are at our first Expo. So, I mean, that is basically the meat and potatoes and the run of it all. We've been through our trials and tribulations, our ups and downs with this. We want to get the community involved. A lot of, out of my end, a lot of things that we do is exactly what the podcast name is. We just talk ish. We try to keep awareness of certain things, but we try to keep it lightweight because a lot of times, to be quite honest, sometimes when we try to keep it too real, it goes over a lot of people's heads. So sometimes I just have to, talk to you like you're a 5-year-old and talk to you like I'm a stand-up. Either way, I'm going to give you some knowledge while I'm kicking shit to you. Amen. There you go. Somebody couldn't get out with this traffic.
Don't go one way, you go the other.
Happy to be here.
Who are you? Who are you? Everybody in here don't know who you are.
I am Zen.
Yeah, like Lee said, I was not a talent on the first show. I was the producer, and brought him in as a co-host, and things were good till it wasn't. And that's a lot of people's stories with a lot of podcasts. Things are good till it's not. And you see a lot of people who've been brought into the podcast, and we're no different. So that's what happened. And here we are years later, still going at it.
Awesome. Y'all give it up. So, without further ado, we ask that if you are not a part of the show, please keep the noise down to a minimum because we are doing this for your enjoyment, all right, as well as education. So, how this is going to work, I'm going to propose the topic, and the panel is going to speak on it. They're going to give their unbiased or biased opinion, outlook, or thoughts and views on whatever topic that we speak on. If anyone
outside the panel have a question,
because you still can interject as well. Just raise your hand and I'll come over to you with the mic if you have a question or a statement. A question or a statement. Y'all with me? All right, well, let's get rolling. All right, first topic. Is God in the way or the way? Your beliefs, your Christian beliefs.
Is God the way or in the way?
Oh, excuse me. It's the black church. Let me be more specific. It's the black church. The way or in the way?
I was just about to tease everybody. No. What he doing?
All the time.
He just corrected me, so I know he's here.
But I will start off with saying, I believe that in some black churches, it is a lot of false prophets, and a lot of those false prophets seem to get the most airtime. And so what ends up happening is you have a lot of lost sheep out here because they are listening to false prophets. So a lot of times that does get in the way because, especially on the end of young black males, if you find out that the pastor is screwing the choir director, which is another male, it's kind of hard for you to go back to that church or go to church period. So sometimes it can be a hindrance. I'm not saying all churches are that way or all black churches are that way, but it seems like the ones that get the most light seem to be the ones that are doing the most dirt, in my opinion.
Agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with Lena's sentiments. It just seems like you really gotta search for a genuine place to be spiritually fit. fall under false prophets or fall under what we see that gets a lot of clicks and views on social media, which is like the pomp and circumstance or the foolishness of it all. And that could be the reason why I'm not going to church. See, that's what they do, because I'm not going because of this and the third one. It's like, you know, that happens, but they're human, unfortunately. They're leading a flock. But you just really got to do your due diligence to find who is really going to lead you spiritually in the right direction.
Personally, I look at it like, what is the purpose of the church? Like, what is its purpose? If it's to give you spiritual guidance and all that, what are the fruits of that spiritual guidance? What are you seeing other than what is coming out of that? What is coming out of the church when you're seeing people who are saying that I go to the church for spiritual guidance, but I'm still having X, Y, and Z, and doing this, doing that. Hey, well, if that's how you said that you want to live, that's how you want to live, fine. But I thought there was some certain parameters within this thing that you're supposed to be a representative of this thing, then maybe you should show that instead of this other stuff. But people started looking for equivocation, and unfortunately, it seems like those equivocations are what leads to us saying, well, this is okay. And then once this becomes okay, then this is okay. And the standard becomes lower and lower and lower. And now we're to a point where the church is just a place people go to hang out, like they go to hang out anywhere. So, I don't know. I mean, when I look at the church, I'm looking at what is it to do? I mean, like, the black community, in my opinion, needs more than just spiritual guidance. What is that spiritual guidance giving? If it's just letting us feel good about the oppression that we're in, I'm not going to parts of that person. You know. But if we're talking about something that's actually going to give us a place like back in the day, where we're actually meeting and talking about what we can do for and to our community, then hey, sign me up. But unfortunately, I haven't seen that. So for me, I think when people start to lean to that as the answer, when they can honestly be putting that effort and energy into something more beneficial and more fruitful for themselves as well as for the community, I would suggest doing something else. I personally, I feel like the church is but that's not
I feel like I'm missing my notepad. I mean, we're big on taking notes, you know, so you can follow them later. But I feel like with that question, I would like to talk to the person who's asking that question. Because I believe in everybody has their preferences, everybody has different goals, everybody has different reasons. And then as we're dealing with God or church, sometimes you think you're listening to God and you're listening to a friend, you're listening to somebody who's not holy. So with asking that question, is God any way or the way? What is the way you want to go? First, figure out what is the way you want to go. And why I didn't separate black church and church is God is God. Whether you black, right, or whatever. Like God is God. The respect is the respect. You know, how you eat is how you eat. Like it's supposed to be the same way. So, but it's all about what are you looking for? What's the way you want to go? Once you figure out the way you want to go, then you'll be able to decipher whether your God that you choose will be in the way or the way. And it'll make that more simple. So that's my take on it. Figure out what you want. Figure out your end goal, and then that way you can use discernment to figure out who you're following or who you're listening to. Because honestly, you shouldn't listen to anybody blindly, whether it's in relationships or in religion or faith. You have power of discernment. So if you're listening to somebody blindly, where you're doing things that you don't know is comfortable, you don't know is bad or good, you're wrong already. So definitely use your discernment to figure out your goal, where you want to go. And then use that discernment with weeding in people and weeding out people to help you on that path and that journey. Because no God, no matter who you're following, wants you to be alone. That's just how I feel. That's me personally. So, but you have to be able to interact with people to help you on your journey, whether it's building a life with a partner or building a community around yourself, and you're going to run into weeds, you're going to run into frogs, and you have the power of discernment to weed them out. So figure out what you want and your goal and your area of where you're moving, and then you can figure out whether God is in your way or the way. That's how
I think that people, as myself, we are think for somebody gay, you're gonna be a church operator, continue to think like I used to think. I was so worried about what this person was doing that I was a church operator. So you be foolish to think that there's not a church you will ever attend in on this earth that somebody's not doing some things. And I think that where I messed up, I was so focused on that as opposed to get what I need to get and go home and do my homework. So I think Black people will use the church hurt to find another excuse to go to another church. Somebody's gonna be sleeping, somebody's gonna be cheating, lying, stealing. It's just there's no perfection. You will never find ground. That's your focus. And that was my problem. I was worried about, okay, so they really is messing around. They really, you know what I'm saying? I'm lying about that. You know what I'm saying? Until I realized that I was becoming spiritually homeless because I just had no guidance. But I went to a church where there was no, I mean, they were really cheating on the low, like they didn't have nothing, but they left the church left. So I think that we look for a reason to leave, and then we end up like myself, I'm mad at this or mad at that, and then like I said, I feel spiritually homeless at times. So you got me a guy. Come on.
I honestly believe we put too much responsibility on the church. Because the Bible talks about studying the church unto God, not the church. So I think we give the church way too much responsibility to govern us, and the church should be like a refilling station. None of us live in a gap. And to be honest, that's what the church is for our spiritual life. We come and meet with other ways to rebuild, go back down to the world. But I think we use that excuse as a way to dodge accountability. Always the church's fault. Church is a hospital for all sick people. I've never heard anybody go to the hospital and complain about the care they receive when they go there. Like, I don't know that doctor's credentials. Everybody's sick. And when you go there with that mindset that everybody is trying to find God here, then I think you change your mindset and stop blaming people. Because some of the same people that we blame for falling short, like we don't stop shopping at Walmart. We don't stop shopping at Target. Right? We don't stop shopping at Nike. But we got children in sweatshops overseas. So I think we pick up shoes when we want to use as an excuse and who we want to blame to keep ourselves from having to show the responsibility of our own spiritual. So this is like thank you.
Yeah. So that's what
You bring up the religious categories, we want to have to go live. But Black church. I grew up in a Black church. And it's so crazy when you ask that particular question. I might be a little younger, but the first thing I thought of is Jerusalem. I'm sure a lot of people up here can everyone can agree there is some truth to what he was talking about. And he didn't have to respond back to anybody or anything. That's what it is. I'll say something personal. I actually visited a church a few years ago. I actually did not, and y'all call hey, whatever. I did not like the pastor because he was so flashy. I mean, you would, I'm not even gonna say the church, you would have thought he was a pimp. He was. I'm saying this to say he was old, like he was brutal. But I do not like the demeanor because every other sentence was about money. It was just a lot of, I mean, he was almost damn near cussing. Like it was a different church than I've ever been to. So piggybacking off a lot of you guys, you definitely have to do your homework, do research, try not to look at more of the negative. Now I get one more experience that I experienced not so long ago. This is from the funeral. I was so mind blown by this pastor that spoke at the funeral, but I had to hunt him down because honestly, he blew my mind by his message for one. But you know, I believe in it. You know, I believe black pastor and all that good stuff. But it was just the God honest truth, and I felt that. You know, versus the God who, I mean, he had more jewelry on his little lane back in the day or something like that. it was ridiculous when I see it. So, like I said, do your homework. I try my best not to judge based off anybody in here or anywhere, but I definitely just advise, just do your homework, talk to the congregate, interact with the people, even if you're visiting the church, but man, I just let the church do it. That's all I'm saying.
If I may, go ahead.
Pushback on what you said, sir. Because you brought up like, oh, we don't go to the hospital or X, Y, and Z, but I'm not gonna let nobody operate on me that is not board certified. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like a false equivalent, like using that for an example. And then I feel like you're kind of giving an excuse to the way that some of these pastors act. And we kind of need to hold them accountable for the way they act. Like it's more than just them getting up there on Wednesday and Sunday, staying in their sermon and going on about their day, and we're just giving them an excuse, saying, oh, they're doing it. Yes, they are doing it, and yes, they can fall short, but it doesn't need to be part of their character trait. You know what I mean? We have another question in the audience. Yeah, okay.
Please stand.
Okay, I don't know if it's really a question, but when you were saying that it's a false equivalent, it's not an equivalent to that. So when you go to the hospital, do you actually go and look up the doctor's credentials when you find out that they have to operate on you, especially if it's an emergency? Do you go and look up everything? And then I'm going to say that they got the job, and so did the man in the church, the pastor in the church. He got the job as well. However, well, they're called by God. There's a call to be called by God. But it is up to the person in the congregation to go and study, and just like most everybody was talking about, show yourself approved. You have to study for yourself to make sure that what he or she is saying up there aligns with the Word of God. So we have a responsibility to check that person. You have to hold them accountable as well, and they will get their judgment when it's time. But that's not our job. That's Jesus' job. So the question was, is the Black church the way or in the way? I think they are in the way, and that may be contradictory to who I am, but I think Jesus is the way. And we keep looking at race and all those things. We do need somebody to look like us so that we can understand who he was. And the other community, they need somebody that looks like him to show who he was. But when we all come together collectively, then we know the fullness of who God is.
Thank you.
All right. So I have a question. Any two people,
Please
feel free to answer this.
So I'm trying to figure out, regardless of what faith I decide, whether it's Muslim, Buddhist, whatever the case, how or should I say, what steps should I take? My first steps in getting myself right.
I would say this. Your first step is to look into you and see what action you want to go. Because a lot of people are just like she said, they were just church hopping because they don't know what they want to decide. So you have to know yourself. You got to know what your core is. Some people, and just to be quite honest, some people find God taking their shoes off and just walking in the grass. Other people find God by just reading the Bible on their own and not listening to anybody else. So you have to find your path. That should be the first thing you do anywhere. Find that inner spirit in you and let that inner spirit guide you to where you want to go. And because it's like a compass. It's going to take you where you need to be. And some people might not like it. But that ain't got nothing to do with you and God. So find where you're at spiritually first, and then let that guide you to where you want to be. And it can be anywhere. Like I said, it doesn't have to be necessarily a church home. I'm not one of those people that are going to tell you to go find a church home or anything. I grew up with Jehovah's Witnesses, so I can't tell you that. One of my favorite uncles was a mother, so I can't tell you where to find a home where God is. I want you to know that God is there and God is in you. So once you figure out how that works in you, then you take it.
Growing up multicultural, I've definitely been pulled in different directions. Different religions, different directions, from Jehovah's Witnesses to Muslims to Catholics to Christian, even Buddhists. I think it was definitely, the Buddhism with the chanting, of that nature. And of course, we all have family members who just don't give them, So,
Right.
I feel like if you're trying to find somewhere to go, you're starting off wrong already. That's honestly how I feel. Nobody, religion or faith is not something that you like. You know what? I want to be faithful. Where can I shine? That is wrong already. It's innate within you, which is why he touched on it. Just going outside, foot to grass. I head to the sun, and you are a good person, and God lives in you. So you have the innate knowledge of what's good, what's proper, what's respectful, what's not. You follow that. So within religion changes because of men's comfort. That's one thing why I feel like I'm more faithful and spiritual. Religion changes because of men's comfort. That's why you have Christian, Baptist, and Catholic, and so on and so on and so forth. They went to the same church. Some guy said, I don't like that you do this. I think you should do this. I'm starting another one. God went to that one. I don't like that you guys allow women to do this. I'm starting this one. That's wrong. You and they should already know what's proper, what's right, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's adult-like, what's childish, what's acceptable, what's not acceptable. Once you become that person, by any means, you will meet like-minded people. When you have that within you, you will meet like-minded people, and that will grow as far as if you're choosing a home to go to, because some people do need like-minded people to hold on to talk to vent to. You will find them. And if they have a certain home they go to, then by all means, go there and check it out and see if it's your comfort level. But again, don't miss the message because of the message. That's another thing people do. Don't miss the message because of the message. You just get that message and work on it yourself. You have the knowledge to dig into it yourself. So that's what I feel. If you're looking for a religion to follow, you already have it within you. Just do what you feel is right and respectful and honest as a man, and it's going to come to you. That's the desire.
Thank you. Thank you.
That was great, by the way. No, for real, I didn't even know. And I will say, just to keep it being, I can't lie. The majority of people in the world only pray to God when something goes wrong.
Amen.
That's the issue right there. You only want to worry about God when the shit hit the fan. You don't just wake up and just be like, hey man, thank you for bringing me. That's what I'm saying. A lot of times this is where we get flawed. And then a lot of times, let's keep it being, most people only listen to what the pastor says. They don't crack that Bible open out one time they say it. We're having this discussion right now. We're giving you the opinion of the majority of us, especially my guy right here who's there. He knows. But we're giving you opinions of him and then and what we know. To be quite honest, the majority of people will listen to the pastor, and that's what how I started. They just listen to what the pastor says. So if the pastor tells you one thing and does another, he already puts you in the rat race for a track. It just is what it is. A pastor can't tell you what to do and then turn around and do 100 things different. Like Heather mentioned in church hopping. You're supposed to church hop. If your pastor is talking to somebody in the church, and I'm sorry, but I'm going to keep it real, because that's what he's telling you not to do. So if he's doing it, but telling you not to do it, that's wrong. That's like a crackhead lighting up and telling you, say no to drugs, kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got to own up to certain things like that. Everybody on this panel says you just got to own up to it. And when it's all said and done, what is the whole point of religion if it's not a set of rules that everybody's supposed to abide by? That's just whatever pastor all the way to the person that's doing it. You can't be in the club all night, drinking and fornicating, then wake up and brush your teeth and think because you got there at 9 o'clock, I'm safe.
Okay.
Why not? Because you absolutely can, but okay, okay. So
Can you stop drinking before midnight and therefore you turn into the sun?
Really don't make it done. What I'm saying is, if you're going to follow a certain rules of a religion, then that means you have to follow a certain rules. I'm not saying you gotta be perfect, but I'm not saying you can't. You gotta. If it says you can't, thou should not do this, this, and this, and this. If you're doing 9 out of 10 things that they say you ain't supposed to do, how are you justified?
You in that religion.
He knows that we're going to mess up everything. He knows that. He knows we're not going to be perfect.
So, but we're gonna continue to do it. What's they
Continue to do it anyway.
They say. They say.
I just want to answer your question. I'm calling to speak from a Christian standpoint, just like you asked us as God. I believe He will allow, I promise you, I swear to God, that He'll allow, you'll be watching TikTok, you'll be walking your scene, and somebody comes to you and say, hey, you believe I promise you, I've been it, I've witnessed it. He will allow somebody, something to intervene because He heard it. Just like you asked us, ask me, just like that. That's just my opinion. I ain't got no Christian. I ain't there with it.
If I may.
Yes.
There you go. Preach.
Come on, man, I got
Even when it comes to the Ten Commandments, all the Ten Commandments did was show us how we couldn't follow 10 rules. We couldn't follow 10 rules, which is why grace came into it. Because God knew that if we couldn't follow 10 rules, how in the world are we ever going to be saved? So, as far as, let's not fool ourselves into thinking that we have to clean ourselves up before we come to God, because if we can clean ourselves up, how will we eat?
Amen.
I'm not saying she supposed to, but watch right there. No. I got you. I'm looking back to you. Just like the story about the 10 lepers. They were put outside the city because they were dirty and couldn't be around them. But when Jesus gave the command to go and show themselves to the priests, they weren't healed right then. They were moving towards the priests. So I think that if we stay stagnant, waiting for the healing or the deliverance or the cleaning up to happen, we'll never get clean. Like we have to be moving in order to get clean. So the Bible says, as they went, they were healed. So if we are looking for God, trying to find Him, as we go to find Him, He will eventually clean us up. My uncle used to say, you can't catch a fish, you can't clean a fish until it comes. And I think we put so many rules on people to be clean in the eyes of religion. And we run people away because just like they got dirt, ours might not be readily identifiable, but we got some too. So I think we should just put those boundaries on people to try to make them look a certain way, look like spirituality, look like sanctification, look like cleanliness. But all of us are dirty underneath it. We need the same grace and we refuse to give up people. So I just think we just.
But shouldn't there be some sort of separation between, like, if you can't tell the hose from the holy, then what's the point of people being out? Like, if you can't tell the hose from the
I guess you gotta ask God. That's what He told me to do.
You're supposed to be able to tell the thing from the fruit of it, from the fruit, right? From its fruit. What is it producing?
Well, in that case, do you all believe that there's a standard in just understanding on doing right?
Well, see, that's what I was about to say. A lot of people forget and throw out the window free will.
Yes.
I don't know why, but a lot of people forget you're going to do what you want to do. We're going to do what we want to do. We are different. But that's why you have this surgery. There's always a fail safe for God. I don't know why. That will be done until you get that. Also depends on the religion you're following.
You talking about Christianity,
No,
right?
I'm talking about all religions.
So all religions don't follow that.
That's what I'm saying.
So what religion are
You have the right to choose what you're comfortable with. If you're not comfortable with the rules of Christianity, brother, don't be a Christian. Don't be a Muslim if that's if you don't like the rules of
I get it. Real quick, we got one more question or comment, and then we're gonna move on to our next topic.
Now, I appreciate everybody's answers, and I mean, it's a beautiful thing that everybody can communicate about, especially religion and politics. And everybody, okay? I'm one of Jehovah's Witnesses. Now, what we believe is whatever we, as Jehovah, right? Whatever God you decide to serve, He must have a standard for you. There is no God that is supposed to put anything on you that should upbuild you or make you better. No God should do that. Okay, number one. And as far as none of us are going to go into any congregation that's going to be perfect. Right. The organization, as far as I'm concerned, Jehovah's organization, as far as a Muslim or any other Baptist or something, they believe that the people not in the organization, the people are not perfect, but the organization. They believe that whatever they're being called to people, it was real. Simply said is, everybody should have a standard for living, point blank period. But what we are not supposed to do is practice with wickedness. We're not supposed to go out and practice, which is going out every weekend having sex and then stepping up in the church. We're not supposed to practice those things, period. And all the small things that make you accountable to yourself. We all carry our own torture state. So if you know it's things that whether it be moral, financial, anything that you know that you're practicing something that is wrong, that's where the failure comes in. And whatever God you serve is failing you, if He allows you to practice things and then come and sit in the house of Him.
Thank you. Y'all give it up. Say this and then I'm going to move on to the next. Something that I used to hear a lot growing up was that every sinner has a future and every saint has a past.
Okay, real talk.
So, that, we're going to go on to the next topic. Y'all
Real talk.
all right. Yeah.
So, what is wrong with relationships today? And I'm going to start over here by UnVeal The Real.
I'll start off saying social media. Talk about it. A lot of people are brainwashed. A lot of people, they see what they think that is how life is supposed to be. We only look at what these couples are doing on camera. Again, I think I mentioned that, I made that statement. I do not like social media, but me where I work at, a lot of the men that I'm involved with and have to talk to, a lot of it boils down to some, and this is men and women as well. Like I said, I hold my guys accountable as well, but it just seems like it's such a, you have your men. Everyone has seen this, and then a lot of times, big booty model, Instagram models, whatever's in there, whatever, the perfect woman is what most people love to say. But on the other hand, most women, they see men or multiple men buying this, doing this. They look at the smile, and they don't see what's behind the camera. They don't see what's behind the camera. So, everyone have a phone here? Everyone got social media? Yeah, social media is all about the algorithm. It's all about what you're scrolling and you tend to look at, but I'm on social media for a while. I don't care if it's a 50, 60-year-old man, he's probably on social media scrolling right now. Then it could be with Instagram so long. That's all I'm saying.
Personally, I think that people are disillusioned with social media. They don't know the difference between what's done to the net and what's real life. And I think there's a lot of entitlement in today's relationship on both sides. I can only speak from the male side. I've seen men believe that being that they make a certain amount of money, they should be able to do certain things with women as many as they want. And I think that's setting a bad precedent, especially for the younger people who are watching. Like, I try to make sure, so I got a 50-year-old son, and I try to make sure that the things that my son sees is something that I would want to see him for. But I think we're just we think that we have more options than we really do because of social media. Our followers are not people that really have access. I think that, we just
That was nice. That was good. I'm gonna have to get some.
Unrealistic. It's unrealistic. And I think the more that we black people desire to get to know somebody that really genuinely, or strip away all your effort. I tell people, strip away all your effort. Who is the guy without his money? Who let a woman be without her sexuality? Strip all those things away, and I think that you'll begin to really see the issues are relationships. But I think it's entitlement, and it's a disillusion between social media and real life. All right, thank you.
My issue is women and unrealistic expectations. That and accountability. Girl, we went out, girl, I'm just saying, like, he was born, I need that spark, but you let him crack. You don't even know that I know that. He want a wife, you or be in a relationship, you already let him in. But you want me to find somebody else. Instead of saying, yes, I'm messed up. I decided off the morning, I was that bad. I'm good with wind out of love. That's all for me. Yeah, it's all for me. And then I said, okay, let's talk about that. Let's be real. Keep it real with me. So I cannot honestly look at somebody you're not even honest. So it's my relationship. Accountability with women. Accountability, unrealistic expectations. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Yeah, words, please.
I definitely feel social media is a part of it, but I don't like to put the blame on something so simple. I think mental laziness is a part of it too, as far as for us as people. It's been lazy. I think we don't. Social media puts in where everybody can get a superstar man. You could be nothing. Yeah, nothing. Look at your grandma, look at your sister, look at your cousin, and a bum, and still think you're somebody because you have a Facebook profile. Because you have a TikTok. You know what I'm saying? And then when you start dating, you also feel that if this person is not giving me what I want, because it's all about me, I'll look to the next person because it's so available, it's so easy. Whereas in the past, we actually put work into relationships. We actually put work into people discernment. We actually put work into knowing the likes and dislikes of that person that's sitting across from us, which they don't do now. Shout out to Fear that she's starting. One of the reasons why we call it Fear is what we do is we have you fill out an application. Not an application for hiring, but just things about yourself. But within the application, it's long dating conversations about yourself. And we pair it to somebody that matches your likes and dislikes.
Such as what? Give me one or two quick questions.
Well, I mean, it's simplicity in the most. Do you like people that smoke? Yes or no? Do you like to smoke? Yes or no? Do you work? Yes or no? Do you like people that work? Yes or no? Do you like to eat this? Like, it's real simple in the simple that it can be. And we pair it to somebody that matches you and give you the option. And what it is not to have you guys married, it's to make sure that you enjoy yourself on a date because dating is missing in our culture. So it's just, we just promise you to date and enjoy yourself. And I feel that within social media, within the mental laziness of people, we no longer vet that person in front of us. We no longer try to get to know if this person is a good person or that feeds my positivity or help me grow a relationship. So I don't just 100% blame social media. I think it gives us access to think that we're more than what we are, and it gives us the idea to act entitled. But I also blame us for just being mentally lazy and not want to put in that work. That's what I feel is that happened. Thank you.
Yeah, I just say so much. People want the luxury of saying they're in a relationship without doing the work of what it takes to actually maintain it. We talk a whole lot about boundaries and standards and what we deserve in a relationship without talking about, are you somebody that's worth being in a relationship with? That's what it comes down to.
I think we're related, bro.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, I don't think that there's a whole lot more to it. It's like everybody wants to win, sure. But when you join the team, you gotta account for your teammates You know what I'm saying? So that's the thing that I used to always question when I get in a relationship, things like that. Like, hey, tell your significant other, hey, I don't like this thing doesn't jive well with me. All of a sudden it becomes a big issue. It's like, well, hold on. Like, so there's no compromise at all. It's just absolutely no. Okay, so what you're communicating to me is you don't want me to be a part of this thing. That's what you're saying. You don't want me to be a part of this thing. Like, that's not even a part of this thing.
So real quick, I want to ask you a question. Do you think in today's relationship life or situations that people prefer a pretty lie versus the ugly truth?
Everybody wants to be lied to. That's why. Everybody wants to be lied to. That's why we go to the club on Saturday and go to church on Sunday. Everybody wants to be lied to. They want to live with the lies that they know. They love the lies that they know. And so that's why it's such a difficult in any regard. When you start to bring up some people the truth, it becomes an issue.
And just to touch on it, I feel like, not to cut you guys off, but social media is a false narrative as well. You see people who act a certain way that we all know is ignorant, that don't make sense. But you have people unfortunately, there are people in our culture who are not strong-minded. Because so they'll see this ignorant person, male or female, and on social media, it looks like they're winning. You see what I'm saying? They see them have the goal. They'll see them having the things that they want, but they don't see the lies underneath it. Or they don't see that this social media is a false narrative just for the camera when this woman is submissive behind closed doors. Or this man is taking care of 100% behind closed doors, but on social media appreciate the 50. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's where it also, breaks that.
Yeah, I think, the side of social media is a big deal because in real life people put up that side and it's totally different than online. When you meet a real person, you're like, what is this? But also, I feel like people need to heal. People need to go to therapy. People need to not bring that baggage from previous relationships onto a new relationship because the new relationship, that person didn't do that. So going into a new relationship with that baggage from the new relationship is like, recipe for disaster.
I don't think there's anything wrong with relationships. But just to be quite honest, I do not believe there is anything wrong with relationships. I believe that it's just we have more memories of other people's relationships than we do our own. So once we start developing our own memories and our own things are working. Relationships in itself, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. People wanting your life in your relationship is the issue. Relationships in itself is great. There's people in this room, y'all have great relationships. So there's nothing wrong with relationships. It has everything to do with the mindset of the individual. Piggybacking off of what everybody else said. I don't think it's social media either. I really do believe that it's a study. I can't bring it up now because I ain't that smart and I ain't got my phone on me. But it is a case study that says us now in 2026 have more memories of other people's life than we have of our own. And when you do that, you start owning that life instead of figuring out what the fuck you got going on at home. That's just it. And you start saying, why she don't look like that? Or why she don't act like this? Or why she don't get his hair cut like that? Or man, she could lose a little weight. You like her big ass yesterday.
Okay.
It just is what it is. Once we start realizing that what we have in front of us could be the best thing we ever had in our life, we're always going to have a problem with it. Now, and also, on the flip side of that, we got to look at what we got in our life might be the worst thing we got going. And we probably need to split up instead of figuring out or trying to look at somebody else and be like, ooh, I wish you should be like that more. I wish you do
do this more. I wish you work out more. I wish you had a job, Tyrone. Tyrone ain't getting no job. Go ahead and find Elliot. Elliot work every day. She can work and you know you like it. But you don't like it to be bored. Make some fucking memories for Elliot. There's nothing wrong with relationships. It's wrong. There's something wrong with all of us. Yeah.
He gonna lie and say he know how to be powerful. He gonna lie. Figure out this nigga cannot act, right? And I think that, and I don't even know what you're saying, right? But that's why I feel like look at it like a real knowing he's going to lie. And you're going to lie too, because you know I don't cook, and I don't lie about it. I don't cook that well. I do know how to cook, but I don't lie. Yeah, you won't die, but we gotta get there. So I think that we should look at the relationship on the document and knowing you're gonna go in there and lie, and time's going to do, and what you do is take what you learn from that. Or do it, make a decision either way. That flip flopping shit is the way to be. So figure out if you go to roll or if you go to say something or something. That's kind of how I would talk about it.
And stop being afraid to be by yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's another thing. You're so afraid to be lonely. If you don't like being around by yourself, nobody else will. I mean, I'm 45. I left in silver box food. But, and I say that because my age group, we really didn't date. You know, we didn't court, we didn't date. We met you at the mall and kicked it, and all of a sudden we home. You know what I'm saying? So that rolled over and spilled over into adult life. So, which is why we push peers to learn how to date. But I said that to say, you have to know that person instead of just hopping in a relationship with somebody you don't know, and then you find out, Tyrone ain't never gonna try to get a job. And then you go to his family barbecue and mom says, Tyrone ain't gonna have a job. And now you're so afraid to be lonely that you don't want to tell Tyrone ain't this ain't working. Or you don't want to tell Shelly, hey, you had 5 boyfriends in the last 3 days. No, I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? You're so afraid to be alone. Stop being afraid to be alone. Set boundaries for yourself.
Okay.
And know yourself in your
Don't be scared.
We all grown, we all professional. You know what I'm saying? We all feel the need to scratch that itch, but if you don't scratch that itch, know that that's what it is. Don't bring that in here thinking we're going to build a hustle marriage. So, and like brother said, social media don't make that happen. You make that happen. Look, you want to date that person, you know that they will build relationships, mindset, and build memories of your own. Like bro said, I like that you pointed that out. Because a lot of us, like I said, are lazy to date, lazy in a relationship. We exchange numbers, some elbows, down your mouth. Okay, that's what that is.
All right. Everyone, if you have your raffle tickets, please hold your raffle tickets. We're going to take a brief intermission, and when we come back, we're going to do the raffle, and y'all let me enjoy this panel one more time. DJ.
Reese's peanut butter cups, Crunch bars, M&M bars, Snicker bars, and 100 Grand bars. my time. Yeah, please. 'Cause they all ain't got nothing to cash out. My cash out on the wall. I ain't get There you go. Oh, okay. Get what you want. You gonna like those. That's what's wrong with me now. I'm high. I ain't got no crash. You know I ain't got no crash test done. Nico at work, so I can normally be like, hey, finger right there. Trying to get the thing. Wow. I've been crash testing my own damn self all day. That's why I told your sister, I said I am so tired because I'm so high. My body's high. Yeah. Yeah.
Got no money. You get down the taco stuff. Better get them out. I'm throwing all that shit.
You so silly. I'm good. What about yourself? I'm sorry. Marquita. So, did you used to live over in the neighborhood or something that you know? On North?
Yeah, we never come outside. But I met you when you were younger, and then I met you when you were doing taxes.
Oh, me and Tanika. Okay, yeah. Okay. And now that I done figured who you are, yeah. Yeah, you do look different. You did good on your weight loss, by the way. Huh? Are you serious? Now still?
I got that story.
I'll keep you uplifted in prayer. Yeah.
Hey, what are these? I need some
All of these are gummies. Okay. So everything is THC infused. Hi, baby. How are you? How are you? I know you ready to go. Oh, wow. Oh, I'm so proud of you. I remember when you was a little boy. Oh, my gosh. You make me feel old. Wait a minute, he gonna say, I'm sorry. You try gummies? 10. Okay. 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 I'm a breast cancer survivor, and Lindsay said I could pass out the flyers for our walk.
I know, I met you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Tanya Titus. I was with you guys at the event that was at the big place down at the Y. Yes, ma'am. It's good to see you again. That lipstick is beautiful.
Thank you. I was just with on you earlier today.
Was you?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Look, that's that picture. She's gonna be like, you were with my friend. Matter of fact, we're taking the baby to the zoo on Monday.
Oh, are y'all?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
He gonna be like, what you doing, boy?
Small world. Small world. Yeah. Leslie's my girl.
I know that's right. Look, I definitely will make
So,
sure
yeah,
I got
please,
this on
please
my.
come.
I
Yeah,
put
please,
this in
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
If I don't, then I will definitely send you a donation.
Oh, okay, the website is on there. You can go
Okay.
and donate there.
I will.
Okay, all right. And I'm gonna tell
Try to
Todd,
see you.
yeah, oh, you got gummies.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. They all the same flavor?
Yes,
Okay.
They're watermelon, green apple.
Okay. They's not regular gummies, right?
Huh?
They not plain gummies, right?
No.
Yeah, that's what I need.
No.
Look. Girl, look, I haven't even read yet.
Yes, ma'am. And I make my own oil, butter, flour, and sugar.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Me too.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you.
Whatever they ever given us that wasn't for the purpose of control. And I'm not talking about like consumer goods and natural purpose. I'm talking about, hey, you're here, you look like you need some things. Here's something that will help. That thing that helps. Usually it's something that will control you. And it's like, but when have they ever given us something of that sort? Like, hey, here's something we want you to have. And I'm not talking about like the individuals and one-offs that have to go through. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about in mass, in general. Hey, we as a people, when have all y'all said, hey, here's something, and we don't want anything back that we don't want to control you because of it. Let me know.
All things are yeah, so there you go. And I always tell people, I'll tell them all the time, God didn't run out of miracles and he gave me mine. So he is not sure. You just have to trust the process.
That's right.
And suffer right. Suffer right. If you don't suffer right, you'll repeat the same test. So a lot of times we get in a situation where we want to blame God. God brought me. You know, I've been doing all this, and I've been praying you, I've been living right, I've been doing all this. The Bible says, you know, your best day in righteousness is still past. So there's nothing you can ever bring to God. Like, well, I've been doing this, I've been fasting, I've been giving my money to the church, I've been drinking, I've been having sex. But your heart is wrong. Your heart is in mess. Your intentions are jacked up. It's easy. You know what I'm saying? So I made sure that I never, ever question, like, oh Lord, I give my life to you, I keep off the streets. I never. I'm like, listen, teach me to serve the part. There are a lot of women that have been scorned and scarred by so many dudes that they have gone all in on that haven't shown anything up front as well. Like, it has to be reciprocal. You have to, that's why I say, make people prove to you who they they are over an extended period of time. A lot of women go all in up front, and it just makes the dude take a back seat from the very beginning. So he knows he can maintain momentum effectively because you're going to be the one going all in. And then when you get tired of going all in, there's more reciprocity. Now you want to complain about it, it won't set the stage for it again.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. How y'all doing?
All right.
How was the taco salad?
Good.
It had to be good. I saw a lot of people with a taco salad, but I don't get them on containers. And it got real low. It's all right. I like that. So, y'all got y'all ticket? You got the one bag. So we're going to pick somebody to pull a ticket. Those tickets. No, now we got to shake them up. We got to look honest. They're not used yet. Is that what you're saying?
How he mixed them up.
A lot of ticket man get the tickets in. Did y'all have a check stop at our vendors? Y'all see the vendors? Y'all see some nice stuff? Y'all see some of those stacks that they got small, a couple of items off of there. So everybody's smiling. And getting candles. What you got over there? Candles? Some body butter or something? Just candles? Oh. So we're going to get everything rolling while our ticket guy get the tickets. You got it? All right. Pass it in the room. This is a ticket. This one you want to cop anyway. Then I'm going to pick somebody. It's a hole in there, that's what it is.
Whatever truck you watching down
You know what? Come on, TJ. Come on, I'll let you pick it. He's going away to school. Y'all give it up for TJ. And then the secret is Roy. He's going to school to be an architect.
Build me a house, please.
That's all you gotta say. You don't have to be on here and say your age. You know, you can say you're single or nothing. So y'all know, y'all ain't been able to find them out this weekend, so y'all don't like to fit.
Right here.
003. What do you think? All right, and we're going with our first. At the same time. Congratulations. All right, let's see here. Yeah, come on. You ain't got no dog in this fight. Yeah, come on, man. You want to college too? Come on, kid. 016. 16 016. All right. 016 1 twice. You better be broke. Get in there. Yeah, here. So come on in. Come on. It is good. Come on in. All right. Thank you, Jeff. All right. So we're going to go here. So we're going to, if he come in and go here, but right now we're going to get on with the show. So, me too. But I'm being honest. All right, everybody, we're going to get back to the show. Get everything going again. So, let's see. Should there be laws or requirements for anyone to be on social media?
Can we skip that question?
That's the question. That's the topic. That's the final question.
Should there be laws for anyone to be on social media? I don't think there should be laws for anyone to be on social media. I feel like there should be a program system for police social media. I feel like it should be police. There's no law for you watching TV, but Triple X stations can't really come through. If that makes sense. There's no law you watching movies, but they have ratings for certain demographics to watch and have editing. So that's
We're going to real quick.
You got it.
Well, I feel like there are already rules to get on social media, but people are breaking them left and right. But I feel like that it should be stricter. There should be somebody policing social media to see what's going on. Because there's a lot of people doing ungodly things on social media. And we hear stories all the time, with people underage getting with people that are taking advantage. So there should be a lot of policing involved. There should be a lot of people involved in this, not just the law, but parents. And the social media site. The social media site should be a bit stricter. Like, there's certain things that they have in place for certain websites that make you show your ID. But you just have to just put in an age to set up an account on Facebook. No, that's not okay. It needs to be stricter with showing your ID and having to go through some type of verification process. Maybe because we have facial recognition, maybe we should do facial recognition every time we log on just to make sure we are who we are. So that somebody can't just use my ID to set up an account and then don't have to use my face anymore and they're 12 years old. So maybe something more stricter should be involved with setting up these accounts because there's a lot of perverts out here. And you hear stuff time and time again, especially on Roblox. You hear stuff time and time again on these kids that are getting involved with adults doing all kinds of things that they should not be doing, and that's not okay. And they're giving out all kinds of information. We don't know if these adults are setting up the parents to rob them, or they're trying to get with the kids because they're perverts and pedophiles. So that's
right thought. And I give my time.
Real quick, I have someone.
The only thing I wanted to add is, I do have associates who work in law enforcement, and so most legalities are followed as far as age requirements and everything on social media. The police are able to use, because people like to post everything, they use social media more to catch criminals now than the physical evidence. So they turn their social media.
Yes,
Thank you.
Yes. I'm talking about like on some minority report type stuff.
No, I'm just saying in general.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. And they do, and so because a lot of people are stupid, and they do post a lot of crime online. Right. So yeah, they absolutely do use social media to that benefit, but what I'm getting at is just trying to prevent it from happening in the first place.
Just piggybacking off the woman God, I've seen it firsthand. The stuff that we post on social media that we think is cool now becomes evidence later. So if you're the one who posts your money and your guns and your weed and all of that on social media, trust me, it's going to come back and bite you. I saw a 16-year-old kid prosecuted as an adult for stuff that he has posted on social media. Law enforcement don't even use a lot of tracking software and discovery software anymore because people put everything on social media. They save money on software because they're tapped into social media so they can get access to your stuff. Every picture that the prosecution used to put this 16-year-old away for the rest of his life was stuff that he posted. So please be careful.
So I'm piggybacking off him again for those that were not here. I'm a high school football coach, so I coach some varsity, but regardless, you're a coach, they're all fourth grade. So as soon as freshmen come in, that is one of the first things that I explain to them. That again, your social media is what represents you. It's what represents all of us. But it is pretty advanced nowadays, but it's still not enough. Because again, from a coaching standpoint, I explained to them that these colleges that they want to go to, they can easily go back. Especially if it's deleted, I'm sure I heard that phrase. It's on the internet, it's deleted. It's not really great. So there's always a way. I blew my name the other day. I forgot it was on. It just popped up. It was a video of the interview. Anyway, it was years ago that I didn't even know it was on the internet. Crazy. But I'm just saying all that to say everyone is correct. In each category, I feel like there should be a little more stricter for these young adults, these teenagers, or whoever, to be allowed on it. That's all of TikTok, even Roblox, all of it, but it definitely starts with the parents. Us parents give these kids a phone, and we know that they're going to get on. That's what all of the friends are on. Everyone is friends and connected with that. But that's where, sorry, not to give you an example, but this is my son. He is on his phone right now, actually, and he's just scrolling. And it's just big booty models, guns, friends, just shot somebody on live. But he's sitting right next to me, and I'm talking to y'all, and he just seen it that fast. So it's like, I'm agreeing with everyone out here. There should be more security, with cybersecurity and whatnot. But even on Instagram, I think there is a sort of like teenage Instagram, something like that. But there's always ways around it. So, I think as parents, me and my wife are trying to do better now as well. And as far as the screen time and just limited in that. And, because again, we want them to experience life more instead of it's so much easier to let your kids sit in that room rolling on his phone playing games. And so I encourage all parents, uncles, aunties, grandparents, and just take the phone away for a little while. They're gonna be mad at you, whatever the case may be, but it's just to give them a brand new experience of once you're not angry, experience life. Just go out, everyone loves saying that, go outside. It's hot, but go outside. Go read a book, go do something. That's all I'll say.
Just for the record, I wasn't looking at them people in my
Real quick, I got something.
Hello. So I just want to take back off what you said. I agree with everybody that there should be more policing, but at the same time, I think parents should be more involved with their children, pay attention, stop trying to be their friend and be their parent, because safety starts at home. So if you just let the child do what they want to do, they don't see any and everything, because again, it goes off the algorithm. If their friends show them something or send them something, it's automatically coming to them. So parents being proactive, and like me, I have kids and I have parental apps and everything. So it tells me if the wrong words are used in a conversation, it tells me if pictures are seen, it tells me everything. And call it no, call it what you want, but you ain't gonna get through everything.
Okay, that's all.
I'm glad you said that, because that's what I definitely believe that community parenting is just the way it should come back. And by community parenting, I mean just that, like trust the community, community to know community to and allow them to be a family and parent together. But I know you can't trust everybody, so that's understandable. But with technology, it evolved. We were young, had technology that our parents didn't understand at all. So we just have to take that initiative to learn technology that your child is into, just like it was a sport. You learn what the sport that your child is into, and better understand your child at that level, so you can actually parent what's going on. And it's a 24/7 job. Nobody denies that, but that's just something that you will have to do to be comfortable with the way your child is moving. Because what you don't want is for your child to be vaping, murdering, robbing, and then you get a knock on the door, and I had no idea what was going on. You don't want to be that parent. So I think we just gotta be able to evolve with the time of what you like your child to get into. And it's real big. So if you cut off phones, don't mean that he goes to school and ain't got a phone. Like we were that same kid, paper was crazy. When we were growing up, cell phones was really crazy. I had 3. So the fact that you took this one don't mean I ain't got another one. You got it. So you just gotta evolve and learn what your child is into and try to, cut it off there.
I would just play devil's advocate and say this. We should not have any more rules and regulations to any social media at all. The reason why is because they find rules, they find ways to break them. Every time you make rules, they figure out a way around it. They bend them, they do whatever, or they just get around them anyway. These kids are advancing way faster than us when it comes to technology. So if we start putting rules down, they're just gonna find loopholes around it. So keep putting rules, it's just gonna make it smarter and smarter and take advantage. The thing is, and I hate to say it like this, but I just got to, if you want to really put a muzzle on how they watch social media, be North Korea. Shut it down after a certain point. It just is what it is. Shut it down. At 10 o'clock, shut it down. Don't come back on until 9 o'clock. The periods of 9 o'clock to 2:30, nothing but educational programs is on the internet. If you want to do that, then we're going to become communists, and then everybody's going to have a problem, and then the kids are going to have. So it's just a lose-lose situation. I personally believe that, now piggybacking off of everybody, if you're just parenting, your kids are going to end up being whoever they want to be, period. You can have every rule in the book, you can have every section in every law, and you can teach them everything from reading and writing, reputation, right and wrong, the Holy Quran, Japanese, Swahili, and all that, and then they still will turn out to be somebody that you don't know. So it's just one of those things you have to let them grow up and decide they're going to think.
Sorry. Appreciate it. You want to speak, Mr. Trump?
that's all game. Because I'm having some passion, to be honest, to get in. I'm stressed. I'm not stressed about watching. I'm not gonna have it. So I'm not a gentle thing on the reality here. I should know it. And you notice the big podcast.
Right.
Still under the cook. That's me. And I'm working 4 blacks and everything.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just that we laws, and social media.
Yes.
Yeah, should there be laws or requirements for anyone to be on social media?
Please, you want to elaborate? Just, that's it? Well, there it is. Anybody in audience have a question or comment? If not, we're going to move on to the next topic. All right, next topic. I do ask, and it will be, are we from Africa? Are we from Africa? The people today here in this country, are we from Africa?
Yeah. But it all depends on when we're talking about. So, like, okay, we're talking about as if we only have an issue that is inclusive of the slavery trade and all that transatlantic slave trade. Sure, but those people who came over here were added to people who were already here. Because we know through the national, what was it, the Race Integrity Act of 1924 by William Fletcher. He said that he basically made miscegenation illegal. Basically saying that, okay, miscegenation is just interracial in anything intermixing of races. So basically he was like, all right, anybody who wasn't white was covered. That was it. There was no other differentiation. So anybody that wasn't white was covered. And he was going back into the records, changing marriage records, death records, birth records, and all that stuff. So that was changing the records of the people who were already here, who were claiming like, no, I'm Native American, I'm Indian, I'm Seminole, I'm Cherokee, whatever. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to say like, are black people from Africa? Yeah, but those people, but I think it's because we all are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all are from Africa. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about when were the slaves from Africa? Yeah, because they're comprised of people who are from here as well as those who were brought over, most of which who went to Brazil.
Like, how does that help you tomorrow? How does that help your child tomorrow? That question. I mean, that's why he was supposed to be right with on time. Yeah, we started after every progress. So if you want to say we're all black, but if you want us to speak after that, there are indigenous people who are blacker than me. They're not from Africa. You know what I mean? So, but learn your own heritage. If you really want to know if you're from Africa, then you go check and see if you're from Africa. I'm going to go around from Africa. You know, that's what we got to take skin, so.
I was about to say, so you got to kind of limit yourself. Like you're saying, like, don't do it because it's not going to help you tomorrow.
No. I'm not personally, I find it funny talking what you're going to do with it. That's what I'm saying. But for the knowledge, it's good to know. You know, absolutely. Because I don't know anything about my family because of them. So I definitely understand that I would want to know about yourself. But what are you going to do with that? As far as the idea of you from Africa, that's what I'm saying. Like, where's that?
Well, to add to that, if that, you know, I guess I will understand. I will piggyback off of that. I will follow with the question on as individuals. Do we know our own heritage.
I feel that.
As well as that, because, as far as who your great-grandmother was, or your great-great-great-grandfather was, what did they go through? Where they migrated from? So, at the same time, because that's related to Are We From Africa? Because there was a big migration in there to and from. So somehow, some way, they're both related. So I guess that's the word candidate.
I think the question gets lost in translation. Because where that question came from is we have a lot of celebrities now that tell you they're not African because they're American, because they were born here. They can trace back to slavery, but they don't want to do any research to go back any further. The question in a nutshell is, do people understand that everyone is from Africa? Like that's the whole basis of it. Like if we get cut out on the other side and go into actually what they say the first goal dates back is in Africa, and that's the first goal. And I think it's a female goal, but don't quote me on that. But with that being said, more of everybody's lineage, whatever color you come from, the basis of it is people came from Africa. A lot of people have been trying to deny it. And I understand about indigenous people, and I understand about people coming from the mountains of Caucasus and all that. It's just what they have said is, if that's even real thing, but the whole premise of they're saying the longest the furthest goal is from Africa, so that means people are from Africa. So, and a lot of people have been debating. So that's the question. Do you believe you're from the historic descendants of Africans or not? So that's where it gets lost. And then when we get to the point of, like Dave just said, I just only date back so far. What is that going to do for you? It's not that it's saying it's going to do anything for you, but I think everybody needs to know at least the basics of where the human race started. Because we start from there, then we start understanding how they psychologically start separating.
That's right. That's right.
Yes.
Like, yeah, everybody like they back and forth.
But I mean, now it's right. So now it's right. Like I can see. I mean, it's almost like if you don't know your grandma, you don't know your grandma, who your grandma did. But then you find out, oh, my grandma was good. Oh, snap. Oh, and who was grandma? Oh, snap. Like that you don't get any cries, you know, something like that. I would think people would get just having that knowledge of that familial knowledge. That's not a good thing to have. That's not the point of the No, I'm using that as an example. I'm saying that's why. That's why. Think of your grandmother as African.
No, that's naturally known. We know that people are from Africa. Like that's what I'm saying. Like that's really known. So the fact that you still asking me, like, I feel like whoever asked that has more. You let that go. That's what I'm saying. I feel like they have more than they know. Because you know the original people who came from Africa in my opinion. So that's known. So with that information, now what? You know what I'm saying? Once that's been clarified, now that is now what? So I just thought that there was more to that question than just, hey, are we American? I thought that there was more to that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a long step. It's a huge jump between the Americans, who were the original copper-colored people of this land, as they were put into Black Law's book, Law's dictionary in 1817, whatever that is. But I'm also referring to the Africans who came over to us. So there's a differentiation between those two. So they have a different lineage, and thereby a different story than the people who were here. So sure, the people who are here weren't here, granted, but they came over here at some point. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, okay, so that's what I'm talking about for when. So when do we talk about? We're talking about like slavery now. Sure, there were people here that my people was from this tribe, or that tribe, or from the Caribbean, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking about before that, then yeah, everybody, all of us. You know what I'm saying? So like, when are we talking about? I think that kind of have to specify the
like, they know. But, I can just name 3 off the bat, with Raven Simone, Charles White, and Cameron, and Rose. A lot of individuals, they just totally like bypass it, like, scientifically, no, they act like that doesn't exist. They just always say, like, even, Charles White on the rank of, he just, takes it back to plantation, and that's where it starts, because he's a nigga, he ain't happy. So it's one of those things where, to me, it always ends up being, idiosyncrasy. Yeah.
Thank you. Anybody else?
Gotta stay away from that at all.
Okay. Anyone in the audience want to pose a question or comment? No? All right. Okay.
How do you feel about people that just are adamant about ignoring the fact that we all come from that? There are people that are just steadfast with saying like, no, I'm from this, that, and the third.
And that means you're not going to get into this position of vaccine. Now, I would say, what do y'all think about Black Brits who are taking the Black American role and playing very accepting and I'm just saying, like, I'm just saying, like, Martin Luther King and Fred Hampton, like, what do y'all think about that? Personally, I don't like
So, I've been having this argument with my mother who's on the front row rolling her eyes. I've been having this argument for years. I don't like that fact because I feel like you're playing in our face. You have so many Black Americans that are very, very, very talented. They're very, very talented actors and actresses that can do the role. But, and then we have tried and fought for so long to even get these roles in front of the people with the money. Now we get them in front of these people with the money. The people with the money is like, okay, we're going to greenlight it, but we're not going to hire the Black Americans. We're going to hire Brits. And then the Brits are coming on here not knowing that we're having this divide, not knowing that we're having this fight to try to get these roles, and they coming on here and getting the roles. And on top of that, they're giving this historically Black figure role. I don't agree with it. It's playing in our face. And they're using Black Brits. And then the Black Brits, they only know this very minute scope of Black Americans and think they were one way. So they have this huge view of us, and they feel like they're superior to us. So then we have this inner Black fight throughout the diaspora. We got the white folks looking at us laughing because they're pretty much being the puppet master.
So when we transfer that authority to them, because it gets to a point. See, that's the difference with business owners. Independent business owners, they're stepping out of faith. They're banking on themselves. They're believing that if they invest as much into their own, that they can have it versus going to work and being under somebody else's thumb. That's control. And at the same time, we allow them, we give them that false authority. Because if we work the talent, they can't make no money off our talent if we don't take our talent to them. But we'll go to them and tell them, Samuel method. I'm not saying it negative way, the song we dance. They with the song we dance. Put your money on me, put your money on me. Because what they're going to say is, why should I invest my money? Now they talk real condescending to you, look down on you. So we have to formulate something collectively to start growing our own. Look at all the history like you saying, they're replacing us now. Because they don't need that ass anymore. They done made all they feel that they can make of us. And during that course, how many of us have did things and put our own things together and started our own? And there's always a point to somebody, a couple of few people may do it, a group of people may do it, you know, with one movement. You have a bunch of individuals doing their own individual things, but unifying. We have yet to come together and be the force that we are. We hold our own selves back. We can blame everybody else, you know, for whatever it is. But that becomes an excuse. What's the reason?
Yeah, we do hold our own selves back. We do get in that crabs of the barrel mentality. You know what I'm saying? It's not a lot of people that we collab and do a panel of podcasters to come together as one. It's not a lot of people that do that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what can we do at that point? And then you have the people with the money and they play in our team. And then you say, okay, well, I'll do it your own, but then you get your own people laughing at you with what you're trying to do. Case in point, we all think they're all money games and like that, but those people are individually owned. They own 100% their IP and their licensing is out to Tubi, which is not what they own. But their licensing is out to Tubi and they're making money off of that. But what do? We think it's a running number. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a lot of support. Or if there is support at all, we just watching it for the laughter, not appreciating what they're doing. You know, so it's a lot of crabs in the barrel mentality, and we kind of need to get out of it.
As a local actor, I'm actually a few things locally. Tubi movie, definitely I support it because there's a lot of, you know, entrepreneurs that's making it happen. The joke of it is how funky it fakes. Like it looks like it's bad. That's the funny part of it. It's not the fact that we look at this clown, but it's the fact that you got the same man who stands outside the liquor store dancing and play a cop. That's what's up. The cutting ends of it. Now to acknowledge that they are overlooking us and going across to get somebody else and understanding it and acknowledging is one thing. But to be just delusional about it and against it is another. Because again, this is nothing new. This has been happening way back in the day when tap dancing was a thing. If you don't believe, look at that movie. Go back and watch Hollywood Struggle. Like this is nothing new. But the point is like, are you going to support going against it? Because and Hollywood done that. There's no reason why Kevin Hart should be in 18 movies coming out in 3 years. There's so many male actors. There's no reason why Idris Elba should be in 8 movies when there's so many male actors. There's no reason why Denzel should be in 15 movies when there's so many male actors. And if you want to, he's sexy. There's sexy other male actors. There's a lot. But they pick and choose who they want to be in the league. But that's what they can do with their money. We can't stop that. All we can do is stop supporting it and then support something that's actually on the vibe that you're trying to vibe with. But unfortunately, a lot of people are going to, you know, go back and forth or don't look at it as serious or take that as just a movie when it's definitely a smack in my face. I definitely believe that.
I personally get a kick out of situations or movies on watching that. Like, on the dead homies, cuz I'll blow this motherfucker up, and then they be like, cut. And be like, oh, bloody hell, I almost broke that nail with a AK. Like, I get a kick out of that shit. Because it's a range that they got. Yeah. It's a range, and we gotta respect the range. You know, it's one of those things, you can't reinvent the wheel. This is what, you know what I'm saying? And you know, it's one of those things you can't even join it. If you got a problem with Brits coming over here taking roles, then go to Britain and take British roles. You know what I'm saying? If you if that's the case, like we were saying on Tubi or all that, just go to Tubi movies. Even though people don't like Tubi, it's a lot of things. But we gotta know as living, breathing, smart people, Hollywood is gonna be Hollywood. Hollywood is gonna look at you and say, yeah, you're great, but I'm looking for more Hollywood. Yeah, you're awesome, but I'm looking for more ball.
Somebody got to play ball.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's always gonna be one of those. So we gotta know what it is, and British people will come in and they'll just take the role, because they probably don't get it for less.
Yeah.
And if they establish that they've been doing it, then it's just gonna be if I'm looking for an Idris Elba in this role, then I'm gonna look for either I'm gonna get Idris Elba or I'm gonna get somebody similar to Idris Elba, which happens to be another Brit. It's just one of those things, and it's just how we will play. Everybody says they'll play in our face, but they've been doing that for years. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like I said, I get a kick out. It cracks me up. Is it right? I don't know. I'm not in Hollywood. All of those things get produced by people that don't like us in the first place. So, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. You gotta be, if you're gonna be a part of the team, or you know what I'm saying, you're not.
So let me put this in a nutshell real quick, because I feel like it's time. So one thing we're not doing is gatekeeping. We're not gatekeeping our own information. And no one we need to do for us by us to keep it within us and our realm. So that's our problem. And so, but because we're in America, we're in a part of a society that doesn't allow that. However, if we want to try to take ourselves into anybody else in the society and say, hey, now we're going to be a part of your society, we're going to tell your stories, and we're going to, they're like, we have a certain protocol, and you're not part of that because we have hierarchy, and we're above here, you're not. And that's if you go to Ghana and you decide to be a part of their life out there, you want to move to the league, you want to move to any place that is of us and with us there, or us there, it's still going to be like, yeah, you can be with us, but you're not going to be considered part of us to the point where you can tell our story. These are our stories. We don't have that ability to this point. Yeah, we are seeing the bricks coming in. The reason that they're coming in is for a myriad of reasons. One, they're cheaper. They work for less. Two, they don't know our history. So because they don't know our history, three, they don't mean them. And so because they want meaningful, that means that four, they're not going to talk back if you say something about Martin Luther King was taking it up or whatever. And they're like, oh yes, I'll do that too. Certainly. They'll do that. And look where it's like, you know, Martin Luther King ain't going to do that. What are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? So there's much less pushback. So if a white director telling a black story, but wants to get his money by telling a black story, he's going to find people that are more meaningful and more likely to be able to tell that story than somebody like us who's going to be like, hey, this is our story. Be respectful.
All right, I'd like to ask, going down the panel, two things each individual what you have learned from this experience and give us something to take with us from you. From your experience from the show, but each individual, you personally giving something for everyone to take with them that you would like to give everybody. One thing you would like to give everybody. Please, Mr. David.
So I'm going to go out a bit, I guess from a religious standpoint, I actually mentally, but listening to a lot of you guys, I definitely learned not to judge based off what religion or what I want to believe in, things like that, because I know a lot of us kept using the phrase, you almost just have to go home, you have to, what did you say, step out on the grass, you know, you have to get out there. Not saying, I think you mentioned, what did you mention? No, I'm not sure. Lost. Man. All right. It was on the line with church hop. We're going to get notes next time. Learn that as well. But again, just from that standpoint, because I know deep down that is where me and my wife are currently at. So, you know, we pray together. We hypocritical when we send our kids to church every weekend. We go to church every now and then, but at the end of the day, we are doing our best to keep God first. We are Christians. So I just say that I learned quite a bit individually from all you guys. Now, just to take home or just to send you guys something, again, I don't know how old you all are, if you have kids or anything like that, but just do more in your community. You know, I love what we're doing tonight, but again, you guys didn't know these different podcasts, these different hosts. We have vendors here. I love going to events like this because this is what the community really is. Vendors, people cooking, everyone just coming together as a community. You know, obviously a lot of our conversations did not get too explicit, so we almost could have had people almost could run the kids. You know what I'm saying? I feel like my people are in the but yeah, just stay involved with the kids. My wife knows what I like to say. Just keep being annoying to them. You know, stay involved with the phone. Stay involved with the phone. You know, and you know, just look out first with everything you do, or whoever you need to be.
That's right.
All right.
One thing I learned from here tonight is that you can have different people from different walks of life, different opinions. And even though we might not agree on everything, we can still have a conversation in a mature way.
Okay.
Everybody only ways is like the parking lot, like, we don't have to be what you said. I mean, it just shows mature. It shows that grown people can have real conversations and not agree and still be cool after it. So I appreciate all of that. And if I can leave you something, give yourself some breaks. Don't be so hard on yourself. Don't be harder on yourself than God is to you. So
Okay.
just give yourself some breaks.
I'm very short. I learned that we can always stay a student. That's my thing, my motto. Always stay a student, whatever it is, hair, nails, makeup, entrepreneurship, always ever growing. That's how I've been, you know, the person on the left on paper line of Kansas City. Always stay a student, always open to learning. So that's all I got.
I love it. To just do it. Like, this is the first one that you guys decided to do. Hopefully it was a positive for you guys. I enjoyed myself. Hopefully everybody enjoyed themselves as well to get you guys to do more. And that don't stop you to do more. Add on to it. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to just do it. There are things in my life that I'm stacking. Sitting on shit. What I would give is, I mean, that's student. It's hot. As you said, definitely say student. But respect yourself and others around you. I think that's what I would do. Respect yourself and others around you. No matter what religion you are, as long as it makes you a positive person to you, your family, and the people around you, follow that. That's just and what you like to do and don't like to do don't mean that other person has to like to do it as well. So don't be judgmental because they don't, you know, they don't like greens. You know what I'm saying? Don't be judgmental because they don't eat pork. You know, definitely disrespect you and the people around you on that level. Allow people to be people. Still set your boundaries. Still set your boundaries.
I think what I learned is that I don't think we're as critical as what we believe, what we say, as we could be. I don't think we understand the things that we are, as a whole, a part of. I think a lot of times we like we kind of broke the subject earlier, we like comfortable lives. We like the lives that we like. Even if it's like, tell me I'm free, tell me I'm free and traveling the room. Tell me, you know, like everybody wants to be lied to. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that that's necessarily a good thing, but sometimes that's to our detriment. Especially when that becomes our lifestyle. But with that, I am Seth, like, what you think, what we desire, have a show on YouTube, cross-site, breakdown, and the catch me Wednesday at about
said 675. I'll put it out there. No.
I have learned I wear stress well. It was a journey to get here today. Lord knows, it was a journey. But I definitely appreciate everybody that came out, the visitors, the panel, and the audience. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. The hosts, all the way from St. Louis.
Thank you. I enjoy it.
I appreciate the vendor, all the way from St. Louis. I also appreciate the DJ, the but yeah, I appreciate each and every one of you guys, and can't wait for the next step.
Bring it on, Lee. What I've learned is you can't trust black people for jobs. What I've learned is you're gonna have to perform if you're in front of 30 people or 30,000. Right. It just is what it is. I've learned that you're gonna go through hiccups when you're doing things, and the show must go on. What I want everyone to take away from this is I want everyone in this room to network with each other. I want this to be one of those things where now we all have a platform where certain things are going on, we can acknowledge with other people, and the people in the audience can also network as well. As I'm looking at the audience, I see people that I have businesses. I know a person that if you wanted to get your financial house in order, you can reach out to her. She's also out there for me to call. Or you can just holler at her name is Erica Johnson. I'm just one of those type of people. Network, y'all. Network. Okay, that's what I want y'all to take home. Network. And it's always take care of yourself and others. There you go.
All right, if I can, I want to say what I've learned tonight, this time frame, is that I still don't know everything. I learned so much throughout this night and this time that we've been together that I'm going to be brainstorming and I'm going to get on my right nerves for the next. That's why she laughing. She gonna laugh now and cry later. In the next 8 days, something that everybody said or did, I'm going to talk about it. Because I'll just start saying it. She's like, what are you talking about? Yeah, I'm talking about from the show. I tell her what I'm talking about after I tell her the information. And something to give to everybody to take with them in everyday life. Growth is optional. Change is inevitable.
Okay. You said it.
With that, I would like for you all to put your hands together for UnVeal The Real. Keep going, keep going. Because you're somebody there now. And we're going to do our UnVeal The Real Podcast. So the ones that put it together, the ones that made the first annual podcast Expo go on. And y'all know them as the History Talk. Y'all have made history tonight, and it has been a privilege. Thank you. Matter of fact, we got 2 more rappers, so if y'all didn't have an opportunity to win. We got 2 more. Out of sight, not of mind.
Oh my gosh, this ain't gonna make it tonight. Well, it happened soon. Don't eat this soon, it ain't gonna make it till tomorrow.
001. That sounds like the first person that got here.
I'm gonna eat it. Well, you know you got right.
Ladies and gentlemen, DJs.
I like your waist beads. Those are so cute. I just feel like I got too big of a waist to wear them. Those are really cute. I know everybody tells me that. It's like you need to stop feeling that way. Get up over there. How you doing, Chris? Huh? I get Do you want me to hit in straight? You want to hit in straight? That's what's up. That's what's up. I've been to all of them.
All of theirs or just?
All of theirs. I've done a couple of events, like, there was one down at, and I was able to set up down at the gym. So, yeah. Okay, I will. No. This right here is the M&M. And I've got I got bigger bars. I don't brownie. What's in it? No nuts. Shop. I was kind of cautious about that because my other stuff do got some nuts in it. I thought, well, let me not put nuts in the brownie. Here's the Reese's peanut butter cup. I'll say I'm gonna eat a half of it. What are you talking about? Oh, no. I wouldn't do that because I know it's I used to. All right, thanks so much. Thank you. I appreciate you. And he gave us a review. He fed us. He did.
get something,
But it was, I mean, he was. Leslie, do you want me to hear Ian stream over here? Yeah, that's what I kept trying to get your attention for quite some time.
I thought about it and then I didn't.